thank you to all the Patreon supporters of the What We Remember podcast. Sarah P., a.k.a. Situational Daddy on Instagram. Elio, Paul and Sandy J., Nathan E., Jacqueline M., Matthew J., and Big Time Jim. Help support our show by going to patreon.com/whatweremember. Thanks. Well, this is
Is this are we
we're slow rolling.
doing Alien or?
Yeah, for the spooks.
Yeah.
Okay.
But shall I leave that in there? We never spoiled the movie before. I could spoil the movie
It's got to be a first time for everything, you know?
I couldn't remember because I wasn't sure if we were doing the Twilight Zone or not first.
Andy hadn't seen it.
But he hadn't seen it, so.
Yeah, after
So
that
we're
show,
jumping.
I'm not
we
watching
could do
it.
it. He just hasn't seen it.
I haven't watched any of them. Joke's on you guys.
It was like 30 minutes. You didn't have 30 minutes?
It's like very short.
Every time for these, I'm always just like, oh, you know, I've got time. There's a few more days. And then it's like the day after, I've got time after work. I can watch it. And then today it was just like, nope, that didn't happen.
Yeah, I went through the exact same thing.
Yeah, I watched it today, too.
I have already seen it, but I have not rewatched it. So I couldn't rewatch it today for those very reasons. Like, I can watch it when I got time. I got like 2 hours. And those just don't. I just do something else. Mm-hmm. You just do something else with that time.
I know. I was like, I should be spending more time on the weekend getting this done.
I'm living my own
Do it on
Twilight
the
Zone.
weekend.
On the weekend.
Andy, you okay?
No. I don't got no
He's not.
time.
You have to work
Everyone's
on
on
the
a fun-
weekend,
It's
too?
2020. I'm not okay.
We got the new voice recorder.
Uh-huh.
Everyone's
yeah.
tired.
Yeah.
He's
Oh,
got
boy.
slippers on.
I do have slippers.
He's got a nightcap on,
It's been
too.
a rough one.
He's
you know?
about to. We're all about to go to bed right now.
Sleepy time
Yeah.
podcast.
I wouldn't have picked up Chinese food in these slippers, and I didn't even realize I was wearing them until I left the restaurant. And I was
dear.
like, "Oh my!"
That's something like a stressed
Did
out
you
soccer
not
mom
know
does.
you
Yeah.
put them on?
I mean, yeah, but they feel like shoes. So I'm like,
Wait, were you not looking?
no. I was just
You
like,
came
I was like,
across the first shoes you found and put them on?
Sometimes they're nice. You know?
I was wearing them around the house because that's what I usually wear when I'm
Yeah.
working at home. And then I was like, oh, gotta go pick up that food. And then I just walked out the house and was like, there's something on my feet. Who cares?
There's something on my feet.
If my feet had been cold, I'd have been like, oh, whoop, gotta put a shoes on. But
I mean, I'm not above doing the socks and sandals when fall comes, just for the convenience of slipping
Yeah.
on something. I don't care how silly I
like I
look.
said, these slippers are like primo. I mean, they're UGG slippers. If you guys know anything,
Ugh.
Ugh. In this podcast, no one can hear you scream?
No one can hear ice cream?
No one in this podcast, no one can hear I scream?
Nobody can hear you cream, is what I...
In this podcast, no one in game.
Longest intro ever. Keep it going.
oh man,
My name is Bradley Jones,
My name is Andrew Moldenhauer.
and I am Andy Hubert.
and this is not a movie review podcast. We barely talked about a movie at all sometimes. But it's a podcast where we try to remember a movie that hasn't... But it's a podcast where we... I really f***ed up.
My name is Bradley Jones.
I'm Andy Moldenhauer.
I'm Andy Hubert.
Oh, there we go.
And this is not a movie review podcast, but a podcast where we try to remember what happened in a movie that we haven't seen in forever. And this is what we remember about Alien.
Were there 2 or 3 bad guys in Home Alone? And who was that forgetful fish in Finding Nemo? Join us as we're watching films. See what we remember and what memories we kill. Let's start the show. Here we go. This is what we remember.
I'm broken.
This is so good. I love it.
I'm broken.
I love it.
Thanks. I need to just I take a quarterback 5, just have the secondary guy come in, throw the ball for a few downs.
I punted it. Now I'm going back to the
Taking
water
me,
cooler.
you know,
Do you watch sports? Do you know? Do you have
I'm punting it, and then I'm going back to the water cooler.
like Waterboy?
There's some sports in that, right?
Yeah.
What sport is that where you go back to the water cooler?
Water polo.
Wow, that
that makes sense, you know.
Any more right? Mm-hmm. Wow.
Well, Alien. I saw this movie when I was maybe too young to see this movie.
Oh, thank God. I thought you were going to say
old?
2, and I was going to be like, Brad, how do you remember seeing it?
But it was on television, so I'm sure it was heavily edited.
Mm-hmm.
And,
I meant so. How are they going to show some of the scenes on television?
Yeah, I don't even know. They would just cut to commercial. ABC Warehouse presents Alien.
Wait, he's dead. How did he die?
They just put a big Arbor Drugs logo over all the censor stuff.
Right before it bursts out of his chest.
Yeah.
Arbor Drugs. Does anybody remember that? Arbor Drugs?
That's what I tried to bring it back, but no one...
Arbor Drugs?
Andy Hubert didn't bite on it.
No.
Like you're pleading, Arbor Drugs! Guys!
90s?
Pastime.
Yeah. What is your familiarity with the film?
I saw it a couple of years ago, actually, for the first time.
Wow.
Maybe 5.
You're late to the Aliens
I might have
franchise
watched
in
it
general.
last year as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
in general, yeah. I watched Aliens only a year ago for the first time.
Oh, wow.
I've seen the movie 1,500 times.
I saw Aliens.
Second one or the first one?
I saw
Second one.
Aliens first.
Sure.
I saw that one before I saw Alien, because after I
it was
saw...
a sweet action film.
Not necessarily needed to watch the first one to see the second one.
Right, yeah, you don't really. But after the first one, I was like, this movie's great. And then I was like, if there's more of this out there, I gotta find it. And I found Alien, and then I put that one in. I was like, this is a very different movie.
Yeah, the first one's a scary horror
It
movie.
is.
And the second one's an
totally
action
different.
movie.
Yeah. It's a lot of fun.
And then I guess the rest of them are action horror.
Sort of.
Yeah. Prometheus, I don't even know what to say.
Probably nothing.
Yeah. It's not very actiony. There are some set pieces that are action, but I wouldn't necessarily call it an action
Yeah, it's
film.
kind of a thriller, but it doesn't have a lot of thrills.
No.
It's
I've
just
only
an
seen the
iller.
first 2. I've seen bits of the fourth one.
I watched the third one once, and that was enough for me.
Yep.
I was like, this one, don't need to come back here.
No, it's a pass.
That's
Alien Cubed?
hard pass. Oh, yeah.
Alien Cubed.
Alien Cubed.
I remember the advertising for that movie.
Yep.
Oh, man.
That's David Fincher's first movie.
I mean...
how is it not his last?
Technically. I mean,
It is?
He took his name off of that thing.
Did he?
Yeah, I'm pretty wanted to, but...
It's on his IMDb.
Right.
You can't separate yourself.
Yeah, I do. My understanding though is that there was a ton of studio meddling on that third one, and probably some Ridley Scott meddling too. He likes to do that.
What's maybe you guys don't know this, but what's the director's name? When you hate your movie, you just actually
Alan Smithy.
Alan Smithy, that's it.
I do
If
immediately.
you hate your movie,
Yeah.
it becomes an Alan Smithy movie.
Yeah. David Lynch tried to do that with Dune. That was the last...
I think the guy that directed American History X hated the cut, and he wanted to say it was directed by Humpty Dumpty. And then the studio was like, no, we're not going to do that. You can't do that.
He did have a great fall. It's
The
fall
director
now.
of-
Yeah. What happened, Pick
Big fall from grace because he made that movie.
It's some pumpkin carving. He had a really good fall.
Oh boy.
That's a meme. That's
See you next year. Got him.
It's a cartoon meme of Humpty Dumpty have a great fall and just him doing fall activities like hay
my
rides.
God.
And...
Oh yeah.
I don't know if that's funny or not. So in Aliens, we should probably
Sure.
talk about
who's in this film. Andy
in this
Hubert. This is
movie?
what you usually do.
We got.
We're all kerfluffled. Come
Yeah,
on.
that's
Right.
true. I did say I'm Andy Moldenhauer today. We got Sigourney Weaves. How many other short ways? But yeah, Sigourney Weaver.
Right.
And that's everyone that I know. That's all.
Oh,
of
what
them.
about Ian Holm?
I mean, that's someone that's probably in this.
What about
William Hurt?
William Hurt?
Ooh, I don't remember him being.
What about
in this,
Henry Dean Stanton?
but-
Harry Dean Stanton.
Harry.
Yeah. Oh,
Not
no,
Henry.
Henry
Of course.
Dean. I do that all the
If
time.
you said
I don't know why I
Harry
do that.
Dean, I would have known. No, I don't.
I did forget about Harry Dean Stanton.
Henry
Lee
Stanton.
Lucas.
And then there's
There's a black guy.
uh-huh.
I don't know his name. though.
There's.
He's in a lot of things. That guy's name is Udo Kerr? No, not Udo
No,
Kerr.
that's like a
because I'm
German
blank.
guy.
He's got a name like that. He's got this sweet short name.
Okay.
This dude's in a ton of films.
There's a cat. Jones. That's like my favorite part of the movie.
Is Ian Holm the cyborg?
Wow.
Android?
Spoiler. Out of the
Okay,
gate.
my
Okay.
gosh.
What are you trying to remember?
Oh, way to go.
Okay,
I haven't seen this yet,
I've seen
Andy.
it. This movie's an old school one.
Yeah, 70s.
How long has it been since we've done a 70s movie? Have we even done a 70s movie in this podcast? We did Jaws. We did Jaws.
yeah.
Yeah. That was maybe earliest. This
Yeah.
movie came out in 79,
When was Willow?
80s.
87.
Oh, late
I think.
80s. Okay.
Yeah.
I think you're right, yeah.
And this is directed by Ridley Scott.
Sure.
Yep.
It's written by Dan O'Bannon?
Dan O'Bannon.
Yeah, he did.
That's a name.
He directed and wrote Return of the Living Dead. It's a great film.
That is a good movie.
Really good film. And then we got the H.R. Giger doing the...
Which
Alien.
I watched his
production
documentary.
design. Yeah.
Yeah, I watched his documentary. He it's just one of those like gothic German people who's just like all about darkness and
Oh,
just like
yeah.
horrifying things.
He's exactly who you expect him to be. And that contributes so much to, I think, the success of this movie, because like the feel and the look of this is just so good.
The design of the aliens is crazy.
Oh my gosh.
And you actually don't really get to see him very much in this movie.
No.
They don't.
No.
They show you maybe one like 2-second like full shot.
There's one where like jumps out at you and like says, surprise!
Yeah.
And then like the walking around at
This
the
was,
end is
I was
the big
actually,
one.
this was something I was thinking about going into this, about how I want to watch this movie.
In the dark?
TV,
Well,
TBS?
very funny.
because like H Bomber guy did a video. He did a video not too long ago about like VHS in general, and how for horror movies especially,
You want to watch it on VHS?
the fuzzier, darker quality lends to the fear in the movie, because you can't see things, and it like apparently
but
the
it wasn't-
Blu-ray release of this movie just feels completely different, because there's scenes where like before you could only see like Ripley and like a dark corridor. Now you can see everything in this corridor. Like everything is lit, basically. You can see all of it, and there's just less suspense. And so I was trying to figure out, like, do I care? Should I just watch
Betamax.
the HD version, or should I try to like fish out a VHS copy of this somewhere?
Download an
my God.
MP4.
'Cause I'm sure I have this on VHS somewhere.
Download an MP4, upload it to YouTube like 100 times,
Oh, yeah,
so the
yeah.
quality just gets ruined.
Yeah.
And then burn it onto a CD
I'll
and put it in an
play
old
it-
school CD
I would say,
player.
find
You're
my
like,
old
wow,
CRT
I'm really getting
monitor.
the full immersion.
Play it on the
here.
CRT monitor and record it with a handy cam.
Oh, yes.
And then and then bring that back in,
Right.
put it in QuickTime.
And then convert it on a, take that 8mm, convert it to
The
VHS.
sets are beautiful.
Yeah.
So those still look good in the Blu-ray, but yeah, the effects and those,
Yeah.
those
It's
are
just the
little-
sense of mystery.
I don't know. I think
shoddy.
the effects still look good.
I'm like the
There's
miniatures
a lot of matte
are pretty
paintings,
sweet.
actually.
Matte paintings, yeah, for sure.
The space looks awesome in the opening sequence.
Yeah.
I mean, the chest burst is still just, oh my god, one of the most
classic.
incredible jumps like ever.
I like this
Classic.
spaceship. It's like a mining
Oh
spaceship,
yeah, it's
right?
so the
Doesn't
industrial
it look like a
feel
giant
is
dog
so
bone
good.
in a way?
Mystery Science
Something
Theater
like
style.
that.
I mean, it's long and square. It's exactly the kind of utilitarian
It's-
industrial
as
design you'd
storage.
expect, because it is a
Yeah.
commercial ship. Yeah, it's like
It's for drilling.
It's like a cargo ship, basically.
Yeah.
So the movie starts in space, and you see the ship fly by,
zoom.
and then it cuts to the
the crew in
cockpit.
cryo sleep.
Oh yes, it does.
Damn,
Yeah,
everyone's gotta
yeah,
wake
they're
up.
all asleep.
Yeah, there's some quiet stillness moments in the film. Letting it breathe. But yeah,
And-
you're right. The ship's computer wakes up because it senses a distress signal.
Yeah, it picks up a signal, and it wakes up at least Sigourney Weaver, right?
I think.
Or does it wake up everybody?
It might wake up everybody.
Wakes up everybody.
Yeah, I think so.
There's also a lady who isn't Sigourney Weaver.
Yes,
I don't know
there
her
is.
name, but yeah.
She's the best part of the chest burst scene.
Yes, because they didn't tell her it was going to happen.
Yeah.
I've watched just that sequence a couple
Oh, yeah,
times
it's
to
so
watch
good.
their reactions.
Oh, it's so good.
So they all wake up and they see the distress signal, and I think they're eating breakfast and talking about it.
Yeah.
What they should do.
And the computer, notably, is called Mother. That's like their home base, like
right.
communication, way to talk back to. I forget what they call it, just
Yeah.
like home base or whatever.
Back to corporate.
Yeah,
Hey, corporate.
because they're working
Let me
for
get my
Wayland
paycheck.
Yutani.
Oh
'cause
yeah.
aliens can't get rid of that name. That's in like every Alien film.
Gotta be.
What is it? Weyland Yutani?
Weyland
Yutani is like the made-up corporation.
Well, except for in like not Prometheus, but the one after that one.
The Covenant?
It's
Alien
just
Covenant.
Weyland. The merger with Yutani hasn't happened yet.
Oh.
Because it's set like 100 years or something before the first
Wow,
Alien
that's
movie.
like the most useless information
Now you
I
know.
will ever have.
Now
I'm going to
you
watch
know.
it for that reason
in my
now.
entire life.
There you go.
I hope I forget
There you
it.
go.
I hope I forget that trivia.
You'll never Brad,
Never, ever.
It's going to be like 20 years from now, and someone's going to remind you, and you're going to be like, that
I
son
don't
of a bitch,
want
Andy
it.
Hubert.
Yeah. But they're eating space gruel.
Oh, yeah.
You know, whatever that is. Like it's porridge or cottage cheese. I don't know what that is.
Definitely there's like dynamics too between the crew.
Oh, yeah.
There's like a leader and then Harry Dean Stanton and then the black guy are like kind of like the janitorial type staff in a way. Like they're there to just like move stuff.
Yeah. What's Ripley's specialty? Do we know?
She's really good at that loader in the sequel.
She does know. Oh, well, yeah, that does come up because I feel like they ask, like, if anyone's qualified to use the loader or something. Or maybe that's the second one
The loader, the
She
giant
mentions-
machine.
that she's like,
That's in
she
the
knows how
second
to use
one.
it. Yeah.
I don't know what her exact skill set is.
Yeah.
Isn't she more of like a? I mean, she's in front of the computer a lot of the time, actually like piloting the ship. It seems.
Could be the pilot.
Maybe.
I actually don't know.
Yeah,
Me
I don't know.
neither.
I have no idea.
Everyone does have a job on the ship, though.
But I think their first debate is whether or not they should actually respond to this distress signal, because they're kind of
Yeah.
on a mission to just go back home, and
Right.
they're already like on their way. So it's like, why
I'm sure it's going to be
interrupt
one of
that?
those, like, yeah, if we stop, then, like, we lose our bonuses for finishing quick or something. And they're like, but you got to stop for
I
a
didn't
fellow
sign up for
space
this.
trucker.
The distress signal is like a little vague too. I
Yeah.
think. And yeah, I think they do have a vote or something to figure out if they're going down there.
I
or
think
not.
actually the main captain guy just was
He's
like,
just like
we're
straight up,
going.
yeah.
We're going.
Okay.
We have to go see what's going on and see if we can help these people.
Mother's interrupted the course of our journey.
Why?
Yeah. She's programmed to do that should certain conditions arise. They have.
Like what?
Seems she has intercepted a transmission of unknown origin. She got us up to check it out.
A transmission? Out here?
Yeah.
What kind of a transmission?
Acoustical beacon. It repeats at intervals of 12 seconds.
SOS.
I don't know.
Human?
Unknown.
So what? We're obligated under section.
I hate to bring this up, but this is a commercial ship, not a rescue ship.
Right.
And it's not my contract to do this kind of duty. And what about the money? If you want to give me some money to do, I'd be happy to oblige.
Man's right.
Let's go over the bonus situation. We never
Can we
let's
just
talk about the bonus
Sorry,
situation.
can I say something?
Let's talk about the bonus situation.
There is a clause in the contract which specifically states any systematized transmission indicating a possible intelligent origin must be investigated.
I don't want to hear
We
it.
don't know that's intelligent.
I want to go home and party.
Parker, will you just listen to the man?
On penalty of total forfeiture of shares. Money.
You got that?
Yeah.
All right, we're going in.
So they set the course to go that way, and I don't know if there's anything that happens in between that exactly.
I don't know. I think it's just the building the dynamics of the crew,
The
and like, their
relationships,
relationships,
Seeing life on the
and-
ship, yeah.
and like getting like tours of the ship, seeing Harry Dean Stanton just hanging out in like the utilities and hanging the cat. You know, the cat's always getting lost. Stuff like
Yes.
that keeps happening.
Yeah.
They do get to the planet that they're gonna go check it out, and I think it's like
LB
a
426.
Wow,
Is that right?
what a
How did you do
nerd.
Is that right?
He's all mad about this Weyland Yutani trivia, but he's over here like, bleep bloop, it's Y7
It could
Galaxy
be wrong.
48
It could be wrong. It's LB421, guys.
Oh, of course,
you
I'm so
idiot.
sorry.
There was the 21. That's it. So they're responding to the signal, and it's William Hurt, I believe, that goes down. Someone else.
And you're right, because he gets the face hugger.
Who's the other guy?
William Hurd.
William Hurd.
One is the guy from Home Alone, the dad from Home Alone.
Right. No, wait.
Who is
Ooh.
William
No.
Hurd.
Whoa,
William
is that
Hurd.
Whoa.
No, that's not the
William
same
Hurt and
guy.
William Hurt. They're not the same guy.
No.
One's William Hurt.
William
One's
Hurt
William
is not the dad from Home Alone.
But William Hurt.
No, I don't think he is.
Then William Hurt is.
No, I don't think he is. I think that's a different guy.
Is this Bill Pullman or is it Bill Paxton?
This is what's happening. One is Hurt and one is Hurt.
I swear to you, the guy in Home Alone is neither of those people.
You're wrong.
No, I swear to you.
Maybe he's John Hurt. Or
John Hurt, that's it. And the other guy, John Hurt and William Hurt?
John Hurt and John Hurd. I think they're both Johns.
What?
I don't
William?
think William's part of it.
Bill.
What about Ben-Hur, though?
Oh, dear. This is fun.
John Hurt?
People
oh,
are
my
just
God, I don't
furious
know.
with us right now.
They're out there, you idiots.
I can't even think
How
of that. I'm
dare
trying to
you.
think of that other guy's name that we couldn't think of this whole time. It's just going through my head, cycling through names of actors.
Whoa.
Who's the other? Wait, the captain guy looks like Chris Christopherson. Who's that?
So that guy.
Who's that guy?
Is in a lot of movies.
He's in a ton of stuff.
And
he's got the whole beard and the Chris Christopherson look down.
What is his name?
Michael?
Michael Hort.
It doesn't matter.
Right.
But it.
So
it will matter.
who actually goes to check out the planet? Because only 3 people, I think, get off. Maybe 2.
That captain.
One of them is John Hurt.
The lady who isn't Sigourney Weaver, I believe, was the pilot of a ship of the landing party.
So they have like a separate orbiter.
They have like, yeah, they have like
Yeah.
it's like a lifeboat little shuttlecraft thing.
Right. And Sigourney Weaver, Ian Holm, and
right, it is Ian Holm.
Or maybe they're just up top, back on the ship.
Sigourney Weaver doesn't come.
No.
Ian Holm.
No.
John
he's
Hurt.
up there.
John Hurt comes.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then Chris Christopherson.
Yeah. Huh.
And then there's one other person.
That
though,
one,
I think.
I can't think of that guy's name. I know he's got a very unique name. I'm gonna be so upset.
The black guy?
Yeah.
You think he goes?
Yeah. He's got such a cool name too.
I think it's a girl that goes. I think it's the one
she's
girl.
she's the pilot.
Oh,
She's the
oh,
pilot.
maybe she stays back and 2 of them just go?
No, she stays on the
shuttle.
The shuttle that takes them to the planet's surface.
And then 3 get off and she
Yeah.
stays?
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Harry Dean Stanton. Maybe it's him. Maybe it's him that. Do you think they draw straws as to who goes or something?
Oh, maybe he's back on the ship too. What does it
Oh
matter?
my gosh.
Why does this
It
matter?
doesn't
at all?
matter.
The minutia of it all.
We always do this.
But what is important is what they find.
Right.
Which is Easter eggs.
Well, isn't there like a giant monolith / like cave
you're
that they
talking
go
about
into?
the Prometheus statue. The
There's something
architect.
that
What's it called?
they land on a platform
Navigator.
and they're like, it's like a desolate like planet
Yeah.
with like a ton of wind and storms and stuff, or maybe it's just like cloudy.
Yeah.
But they land on something. They go down into some area, and as they're like scouting it out, that's where they come across all these eggs. There's all these like, just
Yeah. Now the chamber
weird-
Brad's thinking of, I think that's the Navigator.
What
right?
is that?
Is it
Navigator?
sitting
That
in the
doesn't
chair?
sound right. The Prometheus man?
I mean,
The man from Prometheus is in that chair.
from
Dennis
Kablam?
Quaid,
Frequency?
John Travolta.
Wait a minute.
Dude, no, that's Phenomenon.
Damn it! What is Frequency?
That's the one with James Caviezel and Dennis Quaid. Dennis Quaid is like the dad who dies, but is like in the past, and James Caviezel can communicate with him through a
the
radio,
ham radio, yeah.
through a frequency.
James Caviezel?
He's Jesus.
Oh, right. That's
Yeah.
what I thought it was. I was also mixing it up with James Caan.
What about Henry Cavill?
There's too many names here.
That's a lot of names.
We gotta start giving people nicknames or something.
Oh boy.
So I think you even see like inside the eggs, there's some of the ones that are about to be born are a little translucent.
I think
you
a lot
can
of them
actually
are
see
broken.
the thing moving around.
Yeah, a
in there.
bunch of them are
it's
open,
true.
yes, but some of them are not.
So is it John goes up to one of them
Yeah.
as it's like opening,
And he gets a face full
and it just
of
like
alien.
flies right at his face.
Oh, yeah.
want a hug.
It does, yeah, it's a
Yep.
little hugger.
And it just melts like right through the
Well,
visor.
yeah, it
thing
has
in the
like
suit.
right? a penetration protuberance that it can go through the helmet and
Yeah.
it goes right into his face.
Yep.
Yeah, it's
Almost like
trying to go
melts it,
into
yeah.
your mouth
Yeah.
Yep.
because the
It's-
alien is a parasite,
Oh yeah.
and that's the freakiest part.
Yeah. It impregnates him.
Basically.
So
they take him back to the ship.
They rush him back to the ship.
And it's scary.
It
That
is.
thing is not coming off.
Nope.
But this is a moment of contention.
Oh.
Because they're trying to get back on the ship, and Sigourney Weaver's like, I can't let you on.
That's true.
If you have some foreign
this guy has
body
something on there, we can't let you in. And
Quarantine.
It's just a back and forth and back and forth. And they're like, we need to get on. We need to try and take care of him, save
I
him.
believe Ian Holm makes the ultimate decision to let them come back because he is nefarious. He's a two-timer.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like she's in the middle of like arguing her point, and he just like presses the button to let him in, or whatever it is.
Rude.
Yeah, it's his cyborg is telling him to do that. His mind chips.
Ash, when Dallas and Kane are off the ship, I'm senior officer.
Oh, yes, I forgot.
You also forgot the Science Division's basic quarantine law.
No, that I didn't forget.
Oh, I see. You just broke it.
Look, what would you have done with Kane? You know his only chance of survival was to get him in here.
Unfortunately, by breaking quarantine, you risk everybody's life.
Maybe I should have left him outside. Maybe I've jeopardized the rest of us, but it was a risk I was willing to take.
It's a pretty big risk for a science officer. It's not exactly out of the manual, is it?
And so they rush him to. There's got to.
They take him to the
Ian
sick
Holm
bay.
must be the doctor.
Yeah,
The medic. Okay. Yeah, they take him to sick bay.
Yep. Go for it, Andy.
They put him on the table, and then they all stand around yelling about what to do about it.
the sick bay is a very unique set.
It's
like
white, right?
White, yeah. It's like this big. There's some few open tables. It's almost like an interrogation room where like people are like behind it, and like the control.
Yeah, well, the
panel's
beds
looking
are on
in.
like in like a circle around like a column in the middle of
yeah.
this room or something. It is a very unique room, but it's also kind of claustrophobic, and like everyone is in there.
Yeah,
Is the thing alive? Is the alien like moving its tail or something
a
that?
little
or-
bit. They try to take it off, and I think it like grips a little harder with its tail around the neck. Of
right.
John.
Yeah,
It
they're
is, like,
worried that
squeezing
if they
the
try to
neck.
do more, it'll
Yeah.
like just straight up kill him because they don't like. He's still technically alive.
And they do try to cut it off, but then it's when they realize it has acid for blood.
Yeah.
And the acid just keeps melting down through the spaceship.
Yeah.
And they keep going like down levels and levels and levels.
Yeah, like
trying
Harry
to
Dean
stop the
Stan's like
acid.
running after it, and he's
Yeah.
like, ah, more acid.
It eventually stops, but it was like going to cut through the entire ship.
Then what would have happened? They would have been screwed.
Yeah.
Lose all that oxygen.
Get a little
patch
silly
on
putty
there.
in
Yeah,
there.
you
It'd be
know.
all right.
A little patch? What? Where did you get a patch from?
Patch.
You got patches. You're in space. You gotta have patches, right? That's just the space rule.
You just get some chewing gum and just like stick
Just
it in
stick it
there.
on there.
Yeah.
Done. Taken care of.
That's what Chevy Chase did with the Hoover Dam.
Oh, man.
Nobody's seen that one. Vegas Vacation. No one's watched that shit.
No.
It's garbage. Surprisingly, though, the alien actually dies.
Yeah, gives up.
It just dies.
Withers away.
And they're able to detach it.
Yep.
And surprisingly, he's not dead.
He feels fine. He feels like $1 million.
Yeah.
I think he says he feels like $1 million.
Yeah.
He's like, "What's wrong with you guys? Don't be dumb."
He had the best coma of his life just now.
It's like a nice nap that he needed, you know.
And is this like right away where they're like eating
There's some
dinner
moments
now?
that go by, and they're
Yeah.
like wondering, like, what the hell's going
They're
on?
like suspicious.
Yeah,
They're
like,
not sure.
They want to keep him like, or Sigourney wants to keep him quarantined. Like Ian Holmes, like, no, Doc, he's fine. Let him out.
Big deal, dude.
It'll be a good time. Don't
What's
worry
up
about
with
it.
that human?
I mean,
So there's that, and then
yeah.
They're sitting down to dinner.
Yep, we're worried
They're
about what's
checking
going
in on
on.
him, making sure he's okay, and then he's like joking around. I'm feeling fine, guys. It's all right. And they're all having fun.
And Sigourney and the captain have at it because like he realizes her point of view, but like he's still taking orders from like the computer. But it's like the computer's not here. We are. We have to decide stuff. You know,
right? They have to have a little like moment where they talk about
power dynamics.
them getting back in without like following procedure, probably.
Yeah.
But
John. He starts to have
coughing.
a tummy ache.
A little tum tum.
Suddenly he's not feeling so good.
He's like coughing up, and I think he like coughs up a little bit of blood and stuff.
And we know this because we did Spaceballs on our Patreon show.
That's true.
Oh God,
we did.
Spoofs this scene.
That scene was so bad in comparison.
Wow.
It's the same actor though.
It was so bad in comparison, though.
You didn't like the dancing? Hello, my baby.
No,
Hello, my
that
honey.
was fine for parody.
Oh yeah. Well, fine is not enough.
Wow,
Sometimes.
someone set some
Mel
high
Brooks can only do
standards.
fine. What are you talking about?
Hey, he did better than fine at times.
No, I've been rewatching old Mel Brooks movies. He is barely getting by jokes here.
Oh man, I don't know. I think Producers is pretty good. Blazing Saddles I've seen a couple too many times, where I think I'm over some of the jokes.
I was just watching History of the World Part 1.
That one's bad.
And he just keeps making
I'm not gonna lie.
worst joke.
We turned that on earlier before it came over here tonight. Now we were both like, maybe not this one though.
No.
That one I always get like halfway, and then I get so incredibly bored that I have to turn it off.
It's 2 hours long.
Yeah.
It's too long for a comedy.
Yeah, and it's a whole like skit too. It's just skit comedy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't work.
Yeah, it does.
But the Dawn of Man scene is pretty good. The opening.
When he's singing, it's the feet.
No,
with
it's
the
just like
thumbs.
it's like a monolith, and it's like bum, bum, bum. It's like 2001, and then it's like all these like apes, and then they just start circle jerking together. And it's like Dawn of Man.
Speaking of circle jerking, all of these characters are in a circle having dinner with each other.
Yes.
And they're telling stories. The camera is doing that Quentin Tarantino thing where it's going
Little
around
spinsies.
without cuts on it. And then,
All of a sudden,
yeah, he starts to spit up some goo.
and
And
his stomach explodes.
it erupts.
Does it
I think everybody's wearing like white shirts, or at least he's
Oh,
wearing a
yeah.
white shirt.
Yeah.
Sure,
Now,
sure.
does it
Show that
erupt
blood.
in the cafeteria, or do they get him back to the
It erupts
sick
in the
bay?
cafeteria,
Oh, okay.
man.
Yeah, he's in the
It's
middle
like-
of eating, and
it's
they're
happening right
and he's
away.
like coughing, and then they're all like, "What's going on? Are you okay?" And then just all of a sudden, it's like, just
Well, you see like the rumblies in his tummy.
Yeah, you see the pushing.
You see the groundhog try to get out from underneath the ground.
yeah. Oh yeah, he's like writhing in pain, and then they throw all the food off the table, and then they put him onto the table, and that's when it's because he's going to be in the right position so that they could do the special effect.
Yes.
So they put him on the table, and then you see his stomach burst, and then you see this
Chest burster.
chest burster pop right out.
We get to see a little baby xenomorph.
It's so cute. Oh, little baby xenomorph. He's like,
I'm new to the world.
So is the first one like what's the like metamorphosis thing? Like what's the first the little
It's like a maggot, I would say.
a little
the hugger
larva
one.
stage.
Yeah, the
the
larva
larva.
stage that turns into like the fly.
because
like
then
the
it's
bigger
it's putting its
creature.
babies inside of him and then eating it, and then it's bursting out into this
Yeah.
giant alien, right?
Yeah,
Right.
and very fast it becomes a big alien.
Well, what they like the point that's made in like future alien movies is that like every time an alien infects a new host, it copies part of their genetic makeup in making the new one. So that's why like before there were like the eggs with the face huggers. Now there's this new kind of xenomorph that's different because now it's like part human, I guess, sort of.
Whoa, human hybrid.
Alien 3 kind of took it for a whirl when they tried to do that with a dog, and it made like a weird dog alien. That's where like the DNA thing got.
Yeah.
Oh,
sort
so
of.
that's when they first introduced it.
Yeah.
And then
It was just to sell toys.
And then Ridley
It was
Scott
just
went,
a sweet
he
alien
went
toys.
bonkers in the Prometheus movies, and now it's just sort of like it's all genetics, and but this other race of the Navigator race, they wanted to. It was genetic
No,
modification
it was
gone
to
wrong.
sell toys. Did you see the toys for this?
boy.
There was an R-rated movie that had toys for kids in Toys R Us.
Oh yeah,
This one?
Yeah.
Alien or aliens? Or?
Yeah, Predator, Aliens, RoboCop, they all had toys for kids.
yeah.
Why not? Gotta make that cheddar, baby.
You gotta have different aliens.
Yeah.
They're unstoppable! But we've got to give it our best shot! Thunder the Marines! We're the Space Marines. Drake, Ripley, Apone, Bishop, and I'm Hicks, armed with the latest high-tech heavy metal. Queen alien breathing down your back? I blast her with the bug rocker. Button heads with a bull alien? Ripley frags him with the turbo torch. Alien invasion problem?
Send in the Marines!
Space Marine figures and alien figures, each sold separately.
So unfortunately, John's dead.
Yeah,
Oh,
it
no.
busts out.
John dead.
He
But if
gone.
it busts out and they don't even pay attention to this thing, if leaves.
It just walks away, yeah.
It's just like, bye, y'all.
Skitters out.
I'm skipping out.
And Ridley's like, y'all should have listened to me.
Yeah.
Y'all dumb as hell.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And now we screwed.
Yeah.
So their goal is to try to find this thing, right?
Yeah.
Is that what they're doing?
Yeah, but it hunts them down one by one because they like separate. And
They do the classic
there's
Scooby-Doo.
communication problems.
They're like, you go up into the ductwork with your little blip blop scanner where it's like, and it's just barely showing anything.
Boop. Yeah.
And
because this thing is like in the air ducts the entire time, or most of the time.
Yeah, it moves
a
around
lot
the
of
whole
the time.
spaceship. Yeah.
It's like above them, below them.
It's everywhere. Yeah.
It's coming for us.
I don't even know if they know like the giantness of the alien just yet until someone gets killed.
Yeah.
And I think Harry Dean
It grows
Stanton
fast.
gets killed first, right after that.
Yep.
Because he's looking for his kitty cat, and the kitty cat's collar is like hanging from like some weird goo.
And I was like, no,
and, like,
Jones.
And he like touches the goo, and like they show the cat like looking at what's happening.
And then I
and
think
he
it's
gets-
like it from the ceiling. It just
yeah.
like dips down behind him,
Yeah.
and then he turns around. It's like,
gets him.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
I'm sure they investigate that scene and be like, oh, what the hell are we dealing with here?
mm-hmm.
Bring out the flamethrowers.
Yeah, they're.
But then Ian Holmes
They
said, no,
need
we have to
weapons.
capture it. We
Oh
need
my
it to be
God,
alive.
This guy, this dude over here.
Something's not right about that guy. I don't know what it is, though.
This guy is just playing them.
Yeah.
Don't they actually capture they find the dead little like creature? Or nope,
No.
that's wrong. Nope.
What movie
They
is
found
that?
something, right?
Maybe they find like a
Aren't there like
skin.
some aliens
Maybe it
or
shed a
something
skin.
like that
Maybe
that
some,
they
like,
put in
claw
like a little
marks?
like claw marks?
Maybe they like can
Oh, I
see
might
the
be
size
thinking
of
of
this
later.
thing?
I might be thinking of later. Is there only one alien?
Yeah.
Oh shoot!
There's only the one.
Right,
Just the one.
man, that
It's
devastated
just the one,
them.
actually.
Yeah, one of them just kills everyone but Ripley.
I think the girl goes next.
She gets killed in the ducks. I
Yeah,
believe.
she gets
goes
killed
up.
with the other guy, the black guy. Who can't figure. I can't think of his GD
And
name.
they're the ones where like they're the ones that have the little motion tracker,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
they're like
yeah.
just staring down like the thing.
They're like Team A, and then like Ripley and the captain are like Team B.
And it's just like the little blips get closer and closer, and then all of a sudden it's just like it cuts away, and they're like, "What's going on?" Because Ripley and the captain are watching like the monitors in the cockpit. I think they're watching their progress.
Sure.
And yeah, then it cuts back, and the scanner's just on the ground, and they're gone. And you're like, "Well,
Goodbye.
more down, bye, you dummies."
So, wow, that would only leave us with the captain, Sigourney Weaver, and Ian Holmes.
Yeah, and I think Sigourney Weaver like sees like some information or like cracks some codes, like figure out what's going on, and I think that's when
Ian
she.
Holmes.
That's when
it's
she.
Lance Henriksen, isn't it?
No, he's not in this one. Sorry, dog.
Oh, he's in the second one. You're right.
Yep,
Yeah.
he plays a bishop, and he ends up being Wayland in the end, not Yutani.
Right. I'm like literally picturing him actually.
Oh no, Ian Holm from Lord of the Rings and Sweet Hereafter, and
What?
he's in a couple other movies.
Lord of the
Oh,
Rings.
Fifth Element, man. Fifth Element.
Who? Where? Who?
He plays the priest.
He's the old priest.
Who?
Let's go back to that episode.
Oh, okay.
Maybe
yeah.
you've never seen the
I
Fifth
am
Element.
actually thinking of Bishop,
Even though
but
you've
yeah,
been on
no,
the
I do,
podcast.
I do now I picture him. Yeah, but Bishop was better.
Number 2 does such a good job of picking up bits
Bishop was
from the
better.
first one and then being cool. And I love, Bishop's
Yeah.
awesome. I love him.
Wow, you love him.
I do.
Oh, I do like him too.
Honestly, the second one is pretty darn good.
Are you
Yeah,
kidding
they're both
me?
very
It's
good.
pretty darn
Wow.
The second one is better.
Wow, wow,
good. It
wow.
might actually be better.
It's like the same movie, but yeah, it's better.
it is kind of like the same movie,
Yeah.
but vastly different sequences.
Every Alien movie is the same movie. Let's keep making the same movie.
Every Scream movie is the same movie.
Yeah. Well, I haven't seen 3, 4, or 5.
There's a 5?
Yeah. And there's a 6 coming out.
No.
Maybe there's not a 5, but there's for sure a 4, and maybe 5's coming
There's a
out.
4. Wow. Come on, dude.
Give it up.
They're making a Borat too.
I saw that for
Yeah.
straight to Amazon.
Yeah, I'm excited. I can't wait.
Wow, woo, wee, woo.
A kokibucha. Bing bong, bing bong bong. It's like my favorite line.
Oh, man.
Okay.
Does Ian Holm kill the captain? How does he die? I think maybe he does. He chokes him. Doesn't he, like, sneak up behind him and, like, choke him out and, like, kill him? Like, real silent and creepy-like?
So, like, Ian Holm has a mission.
Yeah. Kill everyone on the ship.
It's not necessarily kill everybody on the ship, but
at this point, he's got to do it. He's got to
something
preserve
to do
the
with
alien.
the cargo, I thought. Oh, no, it is about preserving the alien.
Yeah, the cargo is a metaphor for the creature at this point or something.
Yeah.
Like that. Yeah.
The alien is worth way more than what's on the ship. It's worth way more than the people on the ship.
Yep.
It's all
So
about
has
corporate
Ian
greed.
come
this film.
to that, like, understanding himself, or
No,
like is he
he's
programmed to do this?
He's getting information from Mother. He's like plugging in his, USB finger or whatever the hell he's got, and then he like downloads the info. It gets new upgrades.
New orders.
Yeah, he becomes evil.
So they're probably at a moment where they can like kill this creature, and he interjects and.
Well, I think Sigourney Weaver is saying we detonate the ship and we leave through the
escape shuttle.
shuttles. And Ian Holm's like, I can't let you do that.
Yeah.
Was he like pointing a gun at him or something? Or
no, Ian
fighting
Holm
him?
uses his physical prowess, like beat the crap out of it, because he's a big, strong robot man.
Yeah, he's a robot.
But this is like the first time that they're going to realize this, right?
Yeah, I think he's already killed somebody at this point, but I'm not sure who.
But is this like, does she take like a baseball bat or something and like tries to hit him and it's just like, yeah,
like a pipe.
With just that sound effect too.
It beats the crap out of him, but yeah, he just keeps coming like the Terminator.
They separate his head from his body though, right?
Somehow he gets skewered, and they do. Oh, so the captain would still be alive, because because I think they plug in Ian Holm when he's got all that milk goo coming out of his neck.
Yeah, the
and
milk goo.
And they have some conversations with him, and they like figure out what
it's
his
like
goal was.
blue milky goo-ish stuff.
What was your special order?
You read it. I thought it was clear.
What was it?
Bring back life form. Priority 1. All other priorities rescinded.
And a damn company. What about our lives, you son of a bitch?
I repeat, all other priorities are rescinded.
How do we kill it, Ash? There's got to be a way of killing it. How? How do we do it?
You can't.
Bullshit.
You still don't understand what you're dealing with, do you? Perfect organism. Its structural perfection is matched only by its hostility.
You admire it.
I admire its purity. A survivor. Unclouded by conscience, remorse, or delusions of morality.
I remember they do actually separate, and she has like a flame gun because they have to do something.
They have to separate.
There's the shot that I always remember because they replicated it in one of the theme parks, I think at Universal or whatever. It's like on the long tour, where it's like the shot of Sigourney Weaver in the hallway, like looking just back and forth down the hall with the flamer, and like she's been moving slowly, and then like the aliens, like you think it's still up in the shadows above her. Oh,
yeah,
what a good the tense moments from this when she's like moving with just the flamethrower is like. Oh.
But I think they're trying to like lock down certain parts of the ship to like separate it. Like I think doors close.
Okay, like trying to force it through to somewhere. Yeah,
yeah. They're. I think that's what they're trying to do. And they're programming to blow up the ship.
Yeah, I think they have to maybe like manually set the timer to explode, or like physically like put batteries inside of a thing to like
you have to actually be in the engine room to do it, and it's on the other side of the ship or something.
Yeah, something like that happens.
That makes sense.
Mm-hmm. God, now I'm just thinking of Galaxy Quest. Like some weird thoughts and memories of Galaxy Quest just came into my mind.
What a great movie!
It's like complicating things.
Sigourney's in that too.
That's true. Because they have like a sequence at the end where aren't they trying to blow up the ship, or they're blowing up someone's ship?
Well, they're trying to like keep the ship from blowing up.
Anyway, save that for another time.
Do it that. We'll do that movie.
We can talk about that movie for a long time.
Oh man, I love that movie.
Is it that like they're in the cockpit like setting the self-destruct, but then like escape pod is like in a completely separate area of the ship that
Yeah.
they have to get to.
So does the captain do the whole like?
Sacrifices himself. Or
Yeah, I was
something?
gonna say like I'll go this way and lead the creature away. You
Yeah.
make it to the shuttle.
Something
She's
like that happens.
Yeah.
Because there's a moment where you think like Sigourney Weaver like got away, like the plan had worked. Because she strips down to her underwear. We
You
finally
can see butt crack too.
this October. The man buns are done. Let's see a lady bun for the first time.
Oh my god! I remember the first time I saw it, I was like, "Why did they do this to
She
her?
got
Why
the
did they make
tiniest
this
pair
do
of
her?"
pants.
They really are tiny.
Yeah, this is like unfortunately.
You see like a
tiny.
tiny bit of her butt crack, and I'm like, "That's not even attractive. Why did they make her do that?" I felt bad for her actually.
It was a sex symbol in the 70s. You know, she wanted to.
I guess
It also
I don't know.
adds to her vulnerability. I guess you could like, if I was a sleazy director trying to tell an actress like, "Why I want you naked?"
Yeah.
It's like,
Why is she
yeah.
getting out of her clothes? Is that to go into the cryo sleep chamber thing?
I think
that's
there's
plausible.
I think there's like a vestibule area that has like air that like cleans you down or something. I don't really know, but yeah, maybe she does go into like she's ready to go to the cryo sleep or
Yeah.
into the cockpit, the crock pot.
The crockpot. The other thing too is that she's trying to find the cat because the cat's actually not dead.
That's true. They hear the cat noise, and she does go after that dang cat, and that's what
That darn cat.
And that's the moment where like she left the door open for the alien to get in. Like she's about to go in, then here's the cat, goes and gets it like a few feet away. But like,
Doesn't this
that was the
alien like
window.
slow-mo walk into the ship too? Into the little escape pod?
No, it's like hanging out in like a closet, like real creepy.
Oh, maybe it walks out the
Yeah.
closet then. Okay.
And she's like,
Right, so she just escapes. She doesn't know that the alien's there still.
No.
She's like setting the course and everything and petting the cat and like looking back at the ship and leaving it behind and it's all sad and stuff. She hears the alien come out of the little closet area.
Yeah. Real
And
sleeps
it's like
out of there.
you're right there with this thing. Mm-hmm. We haven't talked about the little baby mouth that comes out.
Does that happen in this movie?
Oh yeah, it does.
Oh, great.
Yeah, a
Wonderful.
couple times.
She
It's a lot of close up of the baby mouth with tons
I
of
think that's like
water,
one of
like
the-
a dental floss pick, like the thing that you see at your dentist.
Yeah, I think that's like one of the very first kills. Like the dude was in his room and like it comes out, it's like and the little mouth comes
little
out.
Mouth comes out and nips him.
Yeah.
Sigourney has to very slowly get into a space suit because she's gonna blow like an airlock and hold on to something,
Get it out into space.
and then just like vacuum suck that thing out of there.
They're all in the same space. Like, how is she getting away from this thing? Is she?
She's not. She's like trying to stay out of its like vision.
She's trying to be
not
quiet.
to alert it, being very
'Cause
quiet and very sneaky.
They go by sound. They don't have sight.
I guess
They don't have eyes.
I don't really
think.
know.
I didn't play Alien Isolation. I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, I'm sure they pick up on sound.
Yeah, I don't think they do have eyes. Or if they do, it's like a fisheye. They're on the sides
maybe.
of their head, so they can't see like right in front of them.
I even think there's a moment where like the alien is like literally directly next to her head, and like you don't know it as an audience until it moves and you're scared.
I can't wait to watch this. This is gonna be so scary and good. It's gonna be so scary and good.
But then she blows that sucker out of that airlock.
Yeah, she's the hero.
Yeah.
And she's got to say some line, right?
She's like, "Ice to meet you." Wait.
Get some. Get some. She says something. I don't know.
That's for killing all of my friends. Bitch.
Got him.
And then she goes to
But
cryo
it's
sleep with
actually
the kitty
like
cat.
Yeah,
pretty
Jones
impressive to watch
makes it. I was so relieved when Jones made it.
So it blows him out of the airlock, but like, is it a separate chamber from the main escape pod, or is it just like open to space at this point?
I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe she just opens the door and then shuts it again. Like once the
Okay.
alien's been sucked out.
All right.
I can't remember.
Yeah, she probably like seatbelts in, I bet.
Oh yeah,
She
yeah.
does seatbelt in, you're right.
And then she blows him out.
Uh-huh. It might even like grab her leg and, because that happens a lot.
Yeah, I think it tries to grab onto the door as it's like, and it can't.
Nah.
It's just gone.
Just spirals out into space. That's the only way to kill an alien.
What would
Blow it out of
happen
an
if
airlock.
you were blown out into an airlock in space? Is your blood like
Well, if
just
you're Princess
immediately
Leia,
just,
I
like,
guess you'd be fine.
Just force you where they could. No, apparently, well, I mean, they've done it in a couple of even the hard sci-fi shows where you have like you can survive for a minute or so out.
But your
in the
blood
dead of
does
space.
something, probably.
No,
It seems very cold out there.
yeah, it's basically just that you get like super cold in your extremities. I think your eyes kind of swell up from the pressure difference. But yeah, my understanding is that the blood boiling thing is a myth, and like your eyes exploding is a myth or whatever. It's more just like you're gonna be very uncomfortable until you like.
But you got very few.
All the gas and like all the air in your lungs will just immediately get sucked out of you because of the pressure difference.
Ooh, that's not good. So then you'll just suffocate.
Mm-hmm. And freeze at the same time.
freeze. Ooh,
It's brutal.
will you be on fire too?
Probably. You might as well. Look, it's 2020, man.
You're frozen and on fire?
Hey, it's in space. No one can hear you freeze
Now,
fire.
I feel like I was watching some people play Alien Isolation, which I don't know if it's considered canon or not.
I believe
I
it
think
is.
they can survive in space.
Is it a game?
Mm-hmm.
It's a video game?
Yeah.
Computer?
It is, yeah. It's supposed to be
everything.
best enjoyed in VR because it is very much like a horror. Escape the
Yikes.
aliens.
Only
hate
downside to the
those.
game is that it's like 20 hours and most of it's backtracking.
Yes. Because you're walking, just sneaking through areas the entire time, but back and forth across the ship.
There's literally like 8 hours of game that they've stretched out to 20.
Because it's a lot of walking.
Yeah.
That sounds boring. This is a
The
little
set
boring.
pieces are really cool in it. Like when you're saying the aliens are like on the outside of the ship. I think that does happen.
Mm-hmm.
And it gets scary. It gets a little scary.
little spooks.
Said
you'll-
especially if
yeah.
you're doing a VR. It's just
But
like, wah,
you're
coming at you.
also Ripley's daughter in that game.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Ripley the second. Is
That
that her daughter?
her Ellen? No, her name is Ellen.
I have no idea.
In the second one, did she adopt that girl?
No, it was her daughter. She just died because she was in cryosleep so long.
But in the second one, they
Aliens?
yeah, she like finds a girl.
Newt.
Oh, no.
Newt.
So that's the girl that's like her surrogate for the daughter that she lost. That's the whole.
I see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of good subtext.
I
in
know a
Aliens.
lot about the second one because I watched
Dude,
that
the
more
second one's so
recently.
good.
Subtext in Aliens.
I would suggest doing the second one, but one, it's not a horror, it doesn't make sense. But two, I just know that movie so well because I've watched that one way more.
Game over, man. Game over.
Which Bill is it?
Paxton.
Final thoughts on Alien before we call it and see what we got right
man.
and wrong.
I don't remember the beginning of this movie nearly as well as the later
I
parts.
remember
so I'm
the
really
opening title. It's
excited
like
to watch
so
this.
slow.
Oh, yeah.
You see like
Yeah.
You see like
you see the
slivers of
font
light.
just like slightly like
Yeah.
yeah, and then it's like alien.
Do you get to
That's
see
the
like
tone.
the name, like the Nostromo name or whatever on the side? Because that's the name of their ship, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, I think they'd maybe do like a little title, like
Mm-hmm.
a little title thing, tell you what ship it is. I mean, obviously, this must have been made after Star Wars came out and was really popular. Like that's why Star Trek was made because Star Wars did so well the year before.
It wasn't Star Trek a 60s show?
I mean, the movie,
Oh.
when they were bringing it back,
Yeah.
because Star Wars came out in 77, Star Trek came out in 78, and this came out in 79. So it's like
Space
everyone's
movies were
getting
a
into
thing.
space.
2001: A Space Odyssey really like set the tone for
Yeah.
space films.
yeah, I mean, in terms of maybe like set design and stuff, but not in terms of plot.
No.
Although I love that movie.
Mm-hmm.
Very boring,
Classic.
but very good.
It's very boring, but it's a classic.
Very
yeah,
good.
I've
It
seen
is.
it a couple times.
Yeah.
But this movie's great.
I can't wait to rewatch this one. It's been a long time for me, and I'm ready. I don't like horror movies, but this one I'm on board with.
Well, it's horror movie month.
It is horror movie month. This is the worst part of the year for me.
favorite part of the year.
Horror movies are fine.
Caramel apples.
They're too scary. I have to go to bed.
Jack-o'-lanterns.
So this is the last horror movie we're doing for this month.
Yeah.
What did we watch before?
Poltergeist.
You mean
Uh-huh.
just
Jeepers
in the past?
Creepies.
Oh, Jeeps
Yep.
Creeps.
And I Know What You Did Last Summer. Maybe that might not even been Halloween.
We might have did
I
that
think
like
we just did that one
February or
anyway.
something or July.
Yeah, Final Destination might. I don't know. Those are
We did that.
Those are just horror films. I don't know if they were our Halloween ones.
Yeah. I know we talked about our favorite horror movies in an episode as
Oh,
well.
yeah.
Just like general.
You can find that on our YouTube
recommendations.
page, buried real deep.
Ah, there you go.
Good luck.
And it's like 2 hours long.
Woo!
Let's see what we got right and what we got wrong. Part 2 of Alien.
I was supposed to say that.
That's right. You're Bradley. You go ahead. You do it.
Let's see what we
No,
got.
I'm not doing it. I'm using mine.
Dallas, what happened? What happened to this guy when he back stomach appetite?
Maybe rubbing bacon.
That's it.
Selling coconuts and pineapples.
The first thing that I'm going to do when I get back is to get some decent food.
I can dig it, man. I'm telling you, I've eaten worse food than this, but then I taste better. You know what I'm saying? The other one over there.
You pound down the stuff like this.
Listen, I'd rather be eating something else, but right now I'm thinking of food.
You should know. You know what it's made of.
No, man. I don't want to talk about what it's made of. I'm eating this. What's the matter? The food ain't that bad, baby.
You choking?
What's wrong? What's wrong?
What?
Welcome back to the Tom Skerritt, Veronica Cartwright, and Yaphet Kotto Appreciation Podcast.
Oh, I was like, how do we not remember Tom Skerritt?
Oh boy,
we were so bad.
Any of them? All three of those.
Tom Skerritt? You forgot about him?
Yaphet Kotto, Running Man.
Yeah.
How good is he?
Yep, real good.
Who?
Yaphet Kotto.
He's in Running Man?
Yeah, he plays Arnold's best friend.
Oh, because I've never seen Running Man.
I'm thinking of Marathon Man. You're so indignant about this.
I always get Marathon Man mixed up with Running Man.
That's so funny.
No.
One's a Nazi movie.
And the other has Dustin Hoffman in it.
Yeah, that's true.
So, what did you guys think of The Alien?
I watched the director's cut.
We all watched the director's cut.
It was kind of slow.
And
they needed to director's cut some of that out.
Yeah.
This has been a contention recently. Ridley Scott has been like super into director's cuts and has been redoing his own like canon over and over again, constantly retconning
George Lucas.
He's been all up in Blade Runner.
Alien.
His version of Blade Runner is not the best version of Blade Runner.
Let's get a new director's cut of Prometheus.
I mean, that couldn't hurt.
I don't know. I mean, I like this movie, but Blade Runner is not. To me, it's not as fun as.
Don't watch
it's
it.
like super boring.
Just watch Blade Runner 2049.
Let's get a White Squall director's
better.
cut.
What?
No one's seen
White Squall?
No one knows.
That sounds like a terrible word. Squall?
Yeah.
I don't even want to say
like
that.
a wave.
Ugh.
I think it's the name of the boat in the movie, though.
White Squall. So the movie's a bit slow.
It is.
It's good, though.
It is real good.
Building it up, Buttercup.
It does do a bit of building.
The beginning is good slow, and then it's like, you're too slow. You're a little too slow now. Let's get this going.
There's some bits where I'm like, I thought I loved this, and now I'm like, like the whole chasing the acid through the ship. I was like, what? Do we need this? Can we save ourselves a few minutes?
I like looking at the movie.
I thought that was a good moment for the stakes, but then it didn't turn into something later.
Like if something had happened with
it, if the acid came back as a thing, that would have been interesting.
I mean, like we see it burn through the floor, so we've established can't cut the creature that's dangerous, but. I'm like, I don't know. I didn't need the chase to the ship, I guess. But I don't know. Maybe I'm just a grouchy old guy now.
You might be a grouchy old guy.
Yeah, you're a little grouchy. It was cool to see it when it first came out. It's like, oh my gosh, like they're really screwed.
Yeah.
That thing is not coming off that face.
I need to know what the heck is going on with this like giant skeleton thing sitting in a seat.
Yeah, you called it the Navigator. It was the Engineer.
The
other ones.
What is that?
It is called.
Did you even watch
Jockey.
Prometheus?
No.
Or the other one.
We already talked about this in the first one. I've only seen the first two.
They expand on the canon in
part
that.
Of the third one.
Yeah. Your voices get tired the more you talk about alien
That's all
sequels.
the fourth one.
Yeah, they expand on that. So like supposedly, at least now, again, Ridley Scott meddling with his canon is now like the progenitor of the aliens. So they were messing with like genetic engineering and accidentally created the
There's
creature.
some backstory. Well, the real original backstory was the group of people that accidentally came upon the aliens to begin with.
Yeah.
And they got killed. And it's supposed to set up like, these giant, scary, intimidating creatures get succumbed by the alien too. So humans are going to have no chance.
Yep. So it was all for the stakes.
Yeah, but the studios wanted it to be cut. It was going to cost a lot of money to build this thing. And they built it anyway, so it's in the film.
Classic.
And
it's not well explained.
He later rewrote what the meaning of it was in Prometheus.
Yep. Midichlorians.
Essentially.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So the space jockey is responsible for the existence of humans.
Is that the space
If
jockey?
you watch the Prometheus,
Yes. So basically, they explain that after their experiments resulted in like humans and the alien, and they were like, "Oops!" And then the alien killed them all, but humans survived.
Well, wait, they made humans?
They genetically engineered humans and put them on Earth.
Were there already? Oh.
So a space jockey
and then answered the question I was about to ask.
Can essentially turn himself into the primordial ooze that makes up living creatures. And they apparently went out all over the galaxy and did that to like spread their seed, essentially.
Gross.
Yeah, it's real gross.
They don't ever explain that though in the movie though. They just like,
left for your
this thing is
interpretation.
dead. It's a giant skeleton.
It's just supposed to be mysterious.
So, and what is he sitting in exactly?
Just like a weird chair.
It's the
throne.
the chair.
Was it Galileo?
Again,
through
they
a
explained
telescope?
it in the future that it's like the chair where you'd like pilot the ship, basically. Like you choose where to go.
That
and
giant
how to-
croissant, that was a spaceship.
Oh, they were inside a spaceship.
Yeah.
Yes.
So am I assuming that a spaceship or a bunch of aliens took over that spaceship and then killed them all, and then it crash landed onto that planet?
I mean, maybe not exactly in that order, but yeah, I mean,
It's
something
possible.
Like that.
That's an
And then the
interpretation.
aliens
Or they landed to
sent
investigate
the
it.
signal.
Yeah.
Because in this movie, they do the signal that our heroes get is a warning.
Yeah, and they don't realize it until
They
it's too
think
late.
it's a distress call, but it's actually a warning. Stay off.
Stay
the ship.
off, stay away from this.
But do you think it was a warning from the humans or
It was
the
from the
aliens
space jockeys.
sent it
Oh,
The space jockey
as a
sent it.
trick?
Well, I don't think it was a trick because it was a warning.
yeah.
So unless it was like a double trick, where
could've
it was
been
like a distress, but also a warning. I don't know.
Well, but they didn't know it was a warning though, right?
They're playing
away.
eight-dimensional
And
chess
Mother
down
didn't
there.
tell them it was a warning.
Well, they
Eventually, they figured it out.
cleaned it
Ash
up.
was hiding it.
Yeah, they cleaned it up.
Ash
too
was
late.
hiding
Yeah.
it, right? God damn it, Ash!
Yeah, he's a
Right.
real
He
asshole.
messes up everything.
Oh yeah.
He's great though, and he's like right beside Sigourney when she figures out the evil plan.
Oh.
God! And he tries to shove that magazine down her gullet.
That
Oh,
scene,
boy.
I was like, what was he trying to do? Like he barely got it in there, and it just looked like weirdly pornographic in a way. And I don't know. It
Speaking
kinda
of pornographic, when
turned
they
me
pop
off.
his head off, it's just full of anal beads.
Oh yeah.
Is that what?
It looked like that.
It did look like that. It definitely did.
Not that I know what those look like.
He's like incriminating you somehow.
Stop!
Oh man.
Stop! The FBI's listening.
So we thought Sigourney and the captain were the ones alive
Yes,
battling the
not
android,
true.
but that's not true. He's the one that gets killed in the corridor when the things creep in because he's
Yeah.
like, "I'll get it. I'm the captain. I got to do it."
Yeah, I don't know if that was a very satisfying thing to see.
I like the little irises closing behind him.
Yeah.
The
I love the
little
tension
holes.
in that whole bit when they're
Yeah.
there. Like he's looking around, like there's no alien. What are you freaking talking? They're like, get out of there! And he starts moving. They're like, no, not that way. And then the alien's there. You're like, oh man. I jumped watching this again. I knew it was gonna happen, and I still jumped.
Oh yeah, I don't jump at that part. He looks
I gotta
so
say,
weird.
the Aliens 2 is so much better.
It is.
Oh yeah.
Or Aliens.
Absolutely. I would
It's
watch
more
Aliens
exciting.
any day over this one, but I
It's
still
fun.
love this one.
I like the fact that there's multiple.
Well,
instead
and
of just one.
you get time, like, I mean, you get development. Like, in this one, Ripley just saves the day, but there's not much there. And, like, in Aliens, there's, like, a kid that she starts to form a bond with. You get Corporal What's-His-Face, who, like, she,
Paul
like...
Reiser.
Yeah.
No, Hicks.
Hicks. Oh, there you go.
But you get Paul
Michael
Reiser,
Biehn,
too.
though. I'm mad about you.
You get mad about you as well.
Yeah, they had to do their stand, and you get
he's the
and
Ash
Bishop in
in
number
that
2
one.
is so interesting. Oh
Yeah,
my gosh,
Lance Hendrickson.
yeah.
Yeah, Paul Reiser is the Ash in that one.
Mm.
He's doing his exact same motivation.
Yep.
The
For
exact
doing it
same.
for the corporation.
Yeah.
Yep.
For
It's
the
all about-
for the profit.
Yeah. People don't mean anything. That's like one of the subtexts of this film. People are expendable. Rescue the alien at all costs, no matter what happens.
Have you ever thought about popping your collar on a suit jacket like Paul Reiser does in Aliens?
Oh boy.
Does he? Well, I guess he does do that.
He does.
That's gotta
It's
be a
like
future
through-
look.
It's a future look. That's what they were going for. It's even in the script.
Like
They specifically call it out. If they don't even use his character name, they say Paul Reiser.
Yeah.
They put the actor's name in there.
Paul Reiser has a pop collar with a blazer. A blazer pop collar.
The scenes where he's not even in. He's just like in
Oh,
the
man.
background waiting.
Yeah,
So that's
well,
why-
they were trying to make him come off as like a cool, casual type person. He's not like a part of the executives. And he even says
Yeah.
those
I'm
lines.
relatable, yo.
Right.
He literally says those lines.
There are parts where he is on Ripley's side.
He
Believe
sits
it
on
or
the
not.
chair. He sits on
Sorry,
the
he
chair
was right
backwards.
there.
You know he's a chill dude. You know. There's it's funny. Like again, I think I mentioned in part 1 about the fact that there's an Alien 3 script written by Philip K. Dick, and it's interesting because it really is a hybrid of 1 and 2. It's not like kind of a weird high film genre like the third one ended up being. I guess it's like a bunch of the Marines like get back to this space station, and then like the aliens get loose on the space station, so it's like half corridors like hiding from aliens getting picked off, and then but also half like Marines fighting aliens.
That sounds great.
It reads so well. Like you read it and you're like, it doesn't even need to like just make this. Like it doesn't even have to be anything. Like
no.
Just give it to someone.
Maybe
they'll make
just
it.
In like the I know there's a lot of comic books. Maybe
you could easily make it now, and everyone would still love it. But except Ridley Scott, he'd hate it.
Do a cartoon. Do like an anime for Netflix.
Ooh, that could be
an alien anime.
Look,
that'd be really cool.
I love the
actually.
Starship Troopers show. Let's give me
Oh,
the
come
Aliens
on,
show.
no. Ladies and gentlemen, don't ever look this up. It's horrible. If you want to fall asleep
it's terrible.
fast,
I loved it as a kid, but it is
as
so
a kid,
bad.
It was good. It's
so
nowhere
bad.
near Beast Wars quality though.
Oh, wow.
Is Alien vs Predator canon? Is that like
I believe
hard
it
to
is.
say.
Do you
Until they say
learn
otherwise, yes.
something from it?
It's very often that they change their mind on things. Like there are several Terminator movies that were canon until the newest one, and they're like, "Oh, those other ones didn't count."
And especially with Ridley Scott again, he meddles in his canon all the time and is constantly like, "This is what I meant all along," and we're like, "No, it isn't. You thought of this later, and it's a cool idea, and you went with it. Just be honest with us."
So what else do we know Ridley Scott from except for Alien and
being Tony Scott's brother?
Well, okay, come
Blood
on.
Ruiner.
They were a great directing
That's
duo,
true.
like brothers.
That's true.
It was
That's
like in the
true.
90s,
That's
they
true.
were hit after hit, like competing with films. I thought.
I feel like Tony Scott had even like better hits, bigger hits.
I'd agree.
Yeah,
Gladiator.
Did
I
that
guess,
race car
is,
movie?
Is Ripley's big one.
Oh,
Yep.
Ridley, not Ripley.
Ridley.
What else did he do? There's one other big movie, right? Oh, Blade Runner, duh.
There's a couple big ones. I feel
Yeah.
like because Gladiator was like they're like, "Oh yeah, it's the Ridley Scott epic." 'Cause he's
Did he
known
do
for these
the
now.
Robin
second
Hood?
Blade Runner?
Did he do that one?
Yeah, he did.
Oh,
He did the Russell Crowe
wow.
Robin
He didn't
Hood.
do the second one. That was Denis Villeneuve.
Okay.
Which is why it's gorgeous and incredible, and I can't freaking wait for
You're gonna have to
Dune.
wait a long
I am gonna have to
time.
wait for
Till 2049.
Yeah, probably. Well, my only hope is that it means that there's less time between Dune 1 and Dune 2 coming out, so I don't have to wait forever for the finish to Dune.
Are they breaking that up into two parts?
Yeah, it's 2 movies.
Oh, dang.
The Martian.
I mean, you have to.
Oh, The Martian, right.
Thelma and Louise.
Oh, okay.
Movie I like that no one does. Kingdom of Heaven.
I love.
Oh,
that
yeah, that's a
movie.
great
That's
movie.
a great. Okay, that's a movie
I watched
where
that with
that
one
is
of
the
our buddies.
one time that Ridley's
you,
director's cut is the far superior version. The theatrical version of that movie is horrible
You're
because
right.
they cut so much out of it. That movie needs to be 3.5 hours to make sense, and if you cut it the way that they did, none of it makes sense.
He's produced some things. He's produced The Gray. He's produced Matchstick Men.
I liked Matchstick Men. I watched The Gray on
He's
a
produced
plane.
Concussion.
Oh, okay.
And
The Gray,
G.I.
is
Jane.
that good?
I don't like it.
That's a plane
Not for
movie.
me.
I watched it on a plane, and that was the right setting. It's just Liam Neeson fighting wolves for like 2 hours
And making a terrible decision every
yeah,
terrible
making
decision.
really bad decisions.
Sounds like an interesting movie.
It does, but and yet
It's gonna end, and you're gonna be like, is that it?
you're like, wait,
Is that it?
What?
But
Did he get him?
Did he get
get him?
taken? Did he get taken just now?
What do we want to say about Alien?
I mean, we had the big beats.
Yeah, there was some
wasn't a lot-
director's cut stuff that we.
I
didn't
don't know
get,
if we didn't remember that their ship gets damaged on the way down, and they land like
Yeah.
the whole ship.
They do. Everyone goes down.
They don't go
with
in
the
the
ship.
they don't take the shuttle. The shuttle
Nobody
comes
stays
up later.
back up in that.
Yeah.
We kind of
the main
didn't talk about the fact that the alien doesn't necessarily kill them right away. They're like saving some of them for the same purpose that William Hurt goes through.
Which got edited
Or John Hurt.
out originally.
Yeah. So they're like you see Tom Skerritt for the first time after he's oh my god, such a scary scene.
Oh boy.
he's just in this like paste on a wall.
Yep. You get that's what you get way more of that in Aliens, and that's like, oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah, some of the death scenes are a little bit lacking. People kind of die off screen or like.
I was very
scream and
disappointed
they
by
cut.
that.
Like, oh.
Like you see, Harry Dean Stanton dies off screen, and the characters run in like 2 seconds later, and I was like, at least like show them finding something.
The
like
alien leaves no trace.
Yeah, the Dallas death was the one I liked the most.
Scared.
Yeah, I actually liked his a lot because it's like the tension's building with the little blip on the screen, and
they just find his flamethrower,
and then they do the pan away, and it's just like the feedback in the microphones, like the audio cue is really good, and then just like throwing the flamethrower down, like jump cut to I found the flamethrower.
And did I miss it, or am I wrong? I didn't really see the little alien mouth come out all the way.
It happened a few times.
You see it from like maybe straight on,
yeah,
but you don't get to see like the depth.
You don't.
That
you don't get
that you might get to see
profile.
that you do get to see in Aliens.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
you don't get to see the little alien phallus in this one. No,
it's like a mouth within a mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
What kind of scientifically, like what purpose does that serve to have two mouths?
It's a little mouth.
I mean, that's just all horrific production design, courtesy of what's his face.
Yeah, but like for biology, like how would that make sense exactly?
It doesn't need to. It's just creepy.
It's just creepy, yeah.
It's just creepy.
Just more protuberances and more phallic symbols. That's what we need. Stick it in there.
Oh, yeah.
Anything that gets you closer to German expressionism, I guess.
I like the offhanded dialogue that just the crew has.
It feels natural. And I love how cramped the ship is too. Both the way the crew acts and the ship itself with like the tiny quarters, I think lend itself to it feels really like just real. Like you feel like this is these people living their lives and you're just getting a window into it.
Harry Dean Stanton and Yaphet Kotto just constantly bringing up the bonuses. It's like their whole thing. It's like, what about how we can get paid? What's the deal, dog?
Yeah, I kind of remembered that when they said the line. I was like, oh, yeah, that was like a point
want,
that I forgot to bring up.
Mm-hmm.
And they're just kind of like badly repairing the ship, like to the best of their ability, but they kind of just don't know what they're doing. Just Tweedledee and Tweedledum a bit.
Exactly.
In a fun way.
Yeah.
The comic relief. And when they first bring in John Hurt.
Okay, we got to talk about that.
We do have to
Before you finish that thought, let me finish mine.
Go for it.
And they're just talking about like deliberating out like what they should have done, and Yaphet Kotto was like, we should just freeze them. Like, put him in the freezer. Like, what are we doing?
Oh, yeah, when he comes back.
It's like nonstop, like just like repeating the lines.
Well, there's like protocols that they seem that they have that they don't follow at all.
Nope. Ash says screw it, and like Dallas is like, Ash said whatever, so I'm just following orders. Bureaucracy bullshit.
Yeah.
In this film.
I mean, at some point, like, it doesn't matter what the company thinks. You're like so far away from the company.
Yeah.
Wow, Andy, you'll never make it far in the company with that attitude.
I'm an executive, bitch.
Oh shit.
I just like the interactions. I guess Harry Dean Stanton doesn't really say a ton of stuff. It's like almost his gimmick to be like the silent funny guy.
Mm-hmm.
And but
how does Harry Dean Stanton look like he's already 70?
I know.
He already looked like he was 70.
Yeah. He's great, but he is kind of
he only just
out.
died like 3 years ago.
Right.
Yep.
So you want to talk about your hurt
I'm so
problem.
confused.
Your hurt locker?
Mm-hmm.
Because we kind of had this discussion last time.
Yeah. Well, you didn't believe
so John Hurt
there was an actor named John Hurd.
He's in the one in this movie. Confirmed.
Yeah. And then there's who I was talking about, which is William Hurt, who's in Body Heat.
In Village.
Are they related?
In Village, yeah.
I
don't think so. No, one's British and one's American, so I don't think so. And then there's John Hurd, who is from Home Alone.
Big.
Yep.
And Big. Right, he is from Big. I forgot about that. He's a jerk. We had a lot of confusion about that, but that clears it up now.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard for you to remember because you have herd immunity now. So,
oh boy, he's turning into the alien. Can we talk about the end bit where the dude, where a guy in like a modified gorilla suit flies away from a ship?
Sure.
Well, it was always a guy in a modified gorilla suit.
That was the one scene where I was like, that didn't look good.
Yeah, that
everything
really
else.
Bad. Why didn't they just let him
go?
Oh boy,
I actually didn't think that looked that bad.
I didn't. I just have him have a miniature swing out into the engine, and then just have her hit the button and a glow. You don't even need to show me this like water shower with a light effect of the engine firing off.
I didn't need to see the alien
like a dude in a costume dangling in front of a thing. Like I was
totally
like, this
static shot.
That's the one time I was like, no, I'm out of this. Every other scene with the alien, I was like, cool. Like it's dark enough that you don't see goofy things. It's still creepy and all that stuff.
It would have been almost kind of cool too. She's kind of waiting for him. I'm assuming that they don't have eyes. They just go.
They do not.
Yeah, we talked about that.
They
in the
go
first
on
half.
scent or something.
Yeah,
or motion
probably motion.
Yeah.
Oh, well, they do. I keep thinking of Predator. Yeah. That stupid, like, colorful screen.
The thermal vision.
Yeah, that's dumb. But it would have been cool after. So she opened the door, and then the thing noticed her. She shot the harpoon, but it's like she let the gun go. The door closed, but the harpoon's like stuck. It would have been kind of interesting if like it then went to like the aliens like crawling on the ship from outside and trying to figure out how to break in.
Yeah,
like bust into it. You're gonna add like an extra layer to it.
Yeah. Totally. Like I said,
you gotta amplify the action.
They
in this
do it
movie.
in the
They
Alien,
didn't really do it.
They do it in Alien Isolation, the video game. That's a bit that's in the game.
Oh, is it really?
It's cool. Yeah, they're like climbing on the outside, and you're like, oh my god, you're screwed.
That would have been fun.
I like when Sigourney tries to blow up the ship with those little like weird mechanical tube guys that like show up, and then she like hits buttons, and then like she can't get them back down.
I
like
love
that tension.
I love the bit when she like can't get to the shuttle, so she tries to turn it off, and she's like, nope, this ship's blowing up.
Right. There's like the steam budget.
That's so good. Oh yeah,
out of control.
I forget, why does she not want it to blow
because
up
the
anymore?
alien is blocking.
She can't get in the shuttle to escape, so she's like, I need to turn that off so I don't blow myself up.
Oh Jesus!
And then she can, so she's like, I gotta get in that ship.
Everything about this movie just reminds me of Metroid a lot.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
A lot.
Giant inspiration.
Absolutely.
Like when they land,
Metroid,
I'm like Metroid.
yep.
That's the opening of Metroid right there.
Yep.
Sure. And why they can't make a Metroid
blowing
film,
up
I have
the
no
ship.
idea.
That's
that's a good
Metroid.
point, yeah.
They've been trying for years.
They should.
Every decade I hear about a Metroid
Why
film
not?
since
It's
the
like
90s.
it would be such a great movie.
Sure would.
I don't know, man. I'm trying to think of any video game film that has worked
Sonic the
aside
Hedgehog.
from Mario Bros.
They've all worked.
Resident Evil?
First Resident Evil created a big
well,
franchise.
They made like a bunch of those.
Resident Evil. You're right. The Resident Evil ones have worked, but I mean, like what they got? Silent Hill was like. Nah.
They're trying to do another one. They got back the
was
main
Assassin's
cast
Creed
and
okay?
Assassin's Creed was forgettable. I mean, it was fine, but it was
Prince
nothing.
of Persia, no, he saw you.
Oh, Prince of Oh boy,
Forgot about that one.
Doom.
Doom was fun. Doom was fun.
I love Doom.
The only part of
but
Doom that was fun is when they went into first person.
I loved all of it because
that part was great.
I love
Doom
Carl
was great.
Urban and everything he does. So I'm like, yeah, give me all of that. I don't care.
There's got to be other video
I think
game
I
movies
see
that we
like
forgot.
I think there's a big hesitation. I'm curious if because Sonic was sort of a weird cult hit in a way, if they studios might try again.
They're going to do an animated Mario Brothers film.
Are they really?
Interesting.
Yeah,
I guess
CG
it
is
makes
like,
sense.
Yeah. Okay. That could work.
Like
wonder
the
how
Despicable
that would
Me
be.
style. Like I think it's DreamWorks. Is that company or is that a different one?
I mean,
Yeah, that's
DreamWorks
DreamWorks.
is
Okay. I thought there were like 3 animation companies, but Pixar, DreamWorks, and something else.
DreamWorks is what the Katzenberg company before he went to Quibi.
Quibi. I like the DOS, the MS-DOS in this movie.
Oh yeah,
I like that a lot.
I was like, for it being in the future, it's just I
love
text
this.
on a screen.
I just like looking at the
okay,
sets.
like I will say,
It's so
like
cool.
it probably feels dated, but for in industrial places, like that is genuinely what you would still find today. Is like just straight up command line, like order systems. Like even when I worked at
It
Best
does
Buy,
make it stylish,
when I worked
though.
at Best Buy like 10 years ago, like our order system was still like straight out of like 91.
The Blockbuster
It
point of
was
sales
all
was
text
just like that,
line,
too.
and yeah, it was like because it works, it doesn't break.
I've been thinking about actually just binging all of the Alien movies
Yeah,
I mean-
might as well.
and just going through
I
them.
will
Might
say,
as
like,
well.
you know, as much as we and everyone else dumps on Prometheus, it's retroactively better with the films that have come out since Prometheus.
3 and 4 are fine.
Yeah.
They're fine.
I've seen
They're
parts
not
of
gonna
4.
make you be upset.
Wait, you're talking Alien Cubed and 4?
Yeah, Alien Cubed and Alien 4.
Caught you sleeping.
Alien 4 could have been really good if they had
I've
let
seen
that
some
director
parts
do
of Alien
all of his
4.
own thing.
Because what's the one after Prometheus? The one that came out like 2 years ago? Covenant. Alien Covenant. That was, I mean, it was good. I mean, it's a little weird.
Is
but
that a
it's pretty
prequel?
good.
I didn't like it.
It's like a prequel to Prometheus or almost.
No,
or is it?
it's coming
Oh,
after
you're right. No, it is
Prometheus,
after because
David
that's
is- yeah.
David's specifically part of it. It's before these Alien movies
Okay, so
because it's
like,
still like early.
What if I
long
watched
range space flight.
Prometheus, then Covenant, then Aliens, Alien Cube,
Sure.
You
Alien
could,
4.
yeah, you certainly could. I don't know. See, this is
Would
one
that
of
be
those where
weird?
I don't know
No,
if it would
it wouldn't
if it
matter.
would change the. You've already seen them all, so I don't think it would change anything.
I
But
haven't.
for someone new
He's
to
only
the
seen 2.
franchise, there's like people talk about like the Star Wars movies. Like if you watch them all the way in order, it ruins the surprise of who Yoda is in Episode 5. you know who Yoda is. So when Luke goes to the swamp and there's the creature that's like, what are you doing on my
But he
planet?
doesn't know who Yoda is.
He doesn't know, but as the audience, you also don't know, and you're like, this is goofy, and then you're like, wait a minute, what? He's the Jedi guy? So that's why you get like,
but you also know who Darth Vader is,
fan
too.
orders, and
So you think about that.
So yeah, exactly. It's like, does watching them in like canon or the chronological order of the canon ruin what made them entertaining originally?
I don't know, because there's a bunch of
would say
different
no.
people that like worked on this. You know, it's not just one person's idea.
It is. You're right, and
Star Wars.
especially with a franchise like Alien, where I think there are great lengths taken by different people to make these films so different from each other that you can watch any of them and
I don't know if there's a series where I would even say you would have to do that with. I'm trying to think of one. Friday the 13th doesn't matter. Nightmare on Elm Street doesn't matter.
Of course not. They
Halloween
even know
movies
it doesn't matter.
James Bond doesn't matter.
James Bond doesn't matter.
Oh, certainly not. Those are just all.
I guess Harry Potter?
Single episodic.
But even that, I don't know if
That's
it matters.
Harry Potter is one where I think there's too much built from beginning to end that you'd be missing a lot if you jumped in somewhere else. It might be kind of weird.
I don't know. I bet you could skip the first two and be okay.
Ugh, I wish I could have.
Skipping the first one would be weird though, because that
I wish I could've
establishes
skipped all
everything.
7.
Getting to establish like
Or 8.
Quidditch or whatever and all the other goofy stuff. Like that's fun the first time around. I feel like you got to start with one.
Yeah, I didn't really start like kind of liking Harry Potter until like the 4th and 5th one.
Yeah,
and I was
the
like,
fourth one is
okay,
good. Fourth one's real
okay,
good.
now it's starting to get better. But the first couple felt too much like a children's movie to me.
I mean, they
and
are.
I
They were
saw
supposed to
them
be.
much later, so like, I couldn't really.
They were
like,
for
connect
children, so
with
they'd
them.
like grow up into it.
I couldn't connect with it.
Yeah.
And no meaning to me.
And even less now, if I'm being honest.
Yeah. Yeah,
I could
definitely.
care less than I ever could.
No, I
before.
couldn't care less.
I could not care. That's your pet peeve.
Coming back from part one.
Come back to the Twilight Zone episode and I'll talk about it. It's my pet peeve.
What happened?
It is my pet
Yeah,
peeve.
we just talked about it. I can't believe it happened.
I couldn't care less.
Wow.
Turn into Monster from Muppet Baby. Anything else you want to touch on?
Not those eggs.
Other than Yaphet Kotto being
I don't want
great.
to touch those eggs.
Don't get close to
Don't
those
touch
eggs.
that egg. He put his face right in that egg.
And then,
Like,
Oh, yeah.
And then, like, Ridley Scott's like, I did it in Prometheus, so I guess it's like it's set that the scientists are dumb in this movie, so let's make all my scientists dumb. I'm Ridley Scott. Put your face in the alien egg. Do it. Stick it in there.
It's classic Ridley. Classic
We'll reverse
Ridley.
the film and make it look like it's flying on you.
Oh my god. Love it. Or leave it.
There you go.
The matte paintings are great.
They are.
Yes.
They're good. The planet looks
I love,
cool.
again, the production design of the ship, amazing.
Ship
It does
looks
feel like
great.
they're like,
Love it.
the ship looks sharp.
Giant model.
Yeah.
Why is it so pointy?
It's angular. Well, it's industrial.
It looks like from like Hellraiser. Did Clyde Barker make that ship?
Oh, man. It's not. It's not.
Is that a Cenobite ship?
It's not brown enough
Dude,
for
what
Clive
if the
Barker.
Cenobites had a ship?
That's called Event Horizon.
You're right. I remember that. The Cenobites in their ship.
Yeah, but the movie looks great.
Great
And
movie
sounds
still.
great.
Mhm.
And
Go watch Aliens instead, though.
it's a little bit
Honestly.
I feel like
Yeah.
it's a little bit lessened the more you watch this movie. I think it's
Yeah,
it's
it
better.
was-
You don't even miss out on Jones by going number 2 because he's in that one.
Yeah.
I loved it. That was the one I was like, I'm on board with Aliens. Give me
Jones?
this movie.
He's the kitty
cat.
cat.
Oh, he's back.
He's back.
Back, baby.
I don't want to go watch Aliens now. Guys, we got to cut it short. I'm out of here. Bye.
Let's do it.
We're in the pipe. 5 by 5.
Thank you for joining us on that episode and every episode of our show. The next movie we're doing has the tagline, Can two plumbers save the world from going down the drain? We remember Super Mario Bros.
Where are we?
I got a feeling we're not in Brooklyn no more.
They're brothers. They're plumbers.
Oh no. Mario! Luigi!
They're on the trail of a kidnapped princess and a mystical meteorite
It's incredible!
that gives anyone who possesses it the power to rule the universe.
Get me the rock!
Come and get it, lizard breath! Now, they must rescue the princess.
Alien species escaping.
And make it safely back.
Later, alligator.
To our world.
Are you alright?
Before time runs out.
Save him!
Get him! Get!
No, stop! Gotcha! Oh, no, not again!
Super Mario Brothers. This ain't no game.